They said, how much time will you give us? And I said, I'll give you a year. I might go into medical missions after that. And here I am 41 years later. And when I came here, I think the most interesting thing was probably the societal problem. The society was very different. For instance, there were virtually no female physicians and no male nurses. And when the doctors came up to the ward, some of them, they would stand outside the ward and they would stand at attention, sort of let the nurses know they were there, and they expected a nurse to come with the chart or to give them their chair so they could sit down. The doctors would smoke on the wards or in the rooms, and in our Friday afternoon meeting, the doctors, we relegated them to the back 2 rows, pretty much just to the back row. Then we put them behind the accordion doors to smoke at the end. But this is the way the society was. You came in with a heart attack then. There weren't any cardiologists here, and nobody was doing anything invasive in the city. There really wasn't any place to send them. And you did what you could with the medicines you had, and a lot of them did very well. But they might come into the hospital and spend 3 weeks in the hospital with a heart attack, instead of coming in now and having a direct angioplasty, trying to cure whatever they had, and then sending them home in a day or two. The biggest surgery then was stomach surgery. And it was either cutting out a portion of the stomach for ulcers, or rerouting the stomach, episiotomy and pyloroplasty, to treat bleeding ulcers and ulcers that you couldn't cure. And 2 drugs, Tagamet and Zantac, had just come on the market, because I remember that from San Francisco. And Zantac was supposed to be the cure-all. But those medicines made it so that nobody had surgery. Nobody does that surgery anymore. The idea, it was so drilled into us, it's hard work. When you go through medical school and through your internship or residency, that you haven't got any choice. It's just in you. You have to work hard. And now, even the residencies have changed because we can't work them too hard. It's kind of like child labor laws, you know? You can't work them that hard. You gave up those things, and also people came in more technically equipped to do the neuro procedures. So you just don't, and you started doing less and less things and more time treating patients and trying to practice preventive medicine. We started something that nobody else had ever done before. St. Cloud was the first ever surgical center. Started right here, a freestanding surgical center. The first biventricular pacemaker was done in this hospital. A lot of technology started here, and working with colleagues that you really enjoyed working with. Having people around you that you enjoy working with is very, very important. They keep telling us, I go to our national meetings every year, they keep telling us that the human genome will be developed and available and inexpensive, maybe for about $200 within the very near future. And apparently it is available now. And instead of trying a certain drug for your heart, if they would look at your genetic structure, they could say that won't work for you, you're going to get side effects. So we'll do this. Now that sounds like it's Star Wars kind of stuff, but that's what they say is out on the horizon. I've been jokingly asked about my legacy. I think it would be fun. We always have had fun. You have to make the working place a place that people enjoy coming to. We would have huddle up, and we would say something like, "We're good enough, we're smart enough," and doggone it, people like us. Everybody wanted to be in the huddle. I would pray that I could be a blessing to somebody that day, instead of thinking that they're there to spoil my day. And believe it, you will find many, many people on a weekend who need a blessing in their lives. I was just lucky and thankful to the people that I was able to work with during this time. And I would not have been here for 41 years if I wasn't enjoying it. And I could still keep on going, but